SportsCenter 50 States and 50 Days rolls on this morning, and we're joined by Shoeless Joe. Kevin Negandhi's in Iowa. Kevin, I know where you're sitting. You got a line of sight to the Field of Dreams field. This is our 29th state. Dyersville, it's not easy to get to, but it is absolutely worth it. How is everything going for you today in Iowa?
Phil, good morning. It's been amazing here as we continue our 50 States in 50 Days. My first job was in Kirksville, Missouri, and I had to live in Ottumwa, Iowa. And my biggest regret in that first gig in TV was I never just drove here, come to Dyersville, experience the Field of Dreams, because realizing that it was a mistake and getting the chance to come back, spend some time with the kids. You see the cornfields. They are endless on the trip here. And then when you see the baseball field, what blows me away, the movie came out in 1989, and everything is just true to form. I mean, I'm sitting on the actual spot where they were watching, the family was watching the players play baseball coming out of the corn stalks, and you can actually rent this home where I'm sitting at right now. It's an Airbnb for $600 a weeknight, $700 on the weekend. And inside, it's 6 to 7 bedrooms. And then you get the chance to play baseball on the original Field of Dreams. So it could be a dream come true if you're thinking about, coming out here as a family and enjoying it in a beautiful summer day. Now, the best part of right now, this live shot, it's not raining. The rain is coming in, so we are hiding out right now underneath the porch. We hope in the next hour that we're going to be back out on the field. And right now, it's not stopping the kids. As we saw from that fantastic drone shot and our great crew capturing it, the kids are still playing baseball out there on the dirt and the beautiful grass. We're going to have a skills tournament coming up later on today for ages 10 to 14, starting at 6 o'clock. And then Sunday night, they have a championship game where many of the kids get the chance to play in a game where Kevin Costner and the Field of Dreams cast was out there, Ray Liotta and company. It's pretty remarkable that they've captured the essence of baseball in the summertime, and over 3 decades later, it's still true to form here as we continue our live coverage from the great Hawkeye State, 50 States, 50 Days. Kevin Negandhi, let's send it back to you, Phil and Amina.
Yeah, Kevin, it's a time capsule. I remember when I was there, the first thing I wanted to do was text my dad and just show him where I was. And I knew you have a very cool father-son opportunity coming up if the rain holds off, and we hope it does. Kevin, we'll talk to you again in a bit.
Mother Nature gave us 90 good minutes as we continue here our 50 States in 50 Days from the great Hawkeye State. Kevin Negandhi here from the Field of Dreams. And you can see behind me, they're putting out the tarp because the rain just started coming down. Again, first 90 minutes of the show, it was fantastic. But, of course, it's summer in Iowa, and you got to feed the corn with some rain, so the rain is coming down right now. This is, of course, the original set where they had Kevin Costner in 1989 in that epic movie. If you look to the left, though, behind the cornfields, there's another stadium, and that's where they played the Major League Baseball games. It started out with the White Sox versus the Yankees. Remember 4 years ago, Tim Anderson with the walk-off home run, and then you saw the Cubs and the Reds. They battled it out. You see a bunch of construction there because there's another field there, and what they plan on doing is building more and hoping more people come as they have more seating there for something, potentially hosting big baseball events, maybe at the college level, maybe in the state of Iowa. A lot of high school teams can come around as well as youth teams. The whole point of this is making sure you still have the same vibe and the feel that you had in the movie. I had the chance to talk to Casey Scheidel, who leads the Iowa Sports Turf Management Team. He's the president, and he shared some stories about what it was like back then to what it will be down the road. Casey, you're an Iowa kid.
I am.
What's it like coming back here for Field of Dreams? Obviously, you played a role here, but to me personally, 37 years later, it feels like I'm on the set.
Well, yeah, and you still get those same feels when you come out of town.
Yep.
You come down the road, and then you get to the gravel road, or the field comes back out. You get them same feels.
The lighting. Yeah. I heard the lighting is original around the entire complex.
It is. These are the original lights from the movie in 1988.
One of the things I noticed, if you go out to the outfield, I still see corn stalks. How do you maintain that? What's the goal here down the road as you guys continue to build out here with other fields?
Yeah, that is what we're trying to protect, right? Those sight lines of looking through the corn, growing the corn, that's number one for us. It takes a lot of energy, but we have a really good group of people doing that.
What's been the reaction when you come here, when you see also Major League Baseball players experience it a few years ago? You see kids here laughing. What's your reaction to it?
We're so excited that everyone can experience that same thing that we do right here. So when the teams, the Major League teams come and they get to walk out of the corn and have some of those same feelings, play catch with their kids and really have that Ray and his father experience right here, you can do it yourself 30 years later.
What's next here for you guys?
Yeah, what's next is the stadium structure is being built on the MLB field, and then we're moving on to build the youth complex that sits over the hill from here. We're Iowans, we're an Iowa-based company, and we want youth to play ball and have that same experience here at this site.
You continue to build it, and people continue to come.
Yeah, I mean, look at today. Right?
Yeah, it's perfect.
It's just a normal day here in Iowa, and there's hundreds of people at this site 30 years later.
I'm not sure if you can see, too. They're still coming. You can see a lot here, as well as cars all lined up trying to get into parking, and it's just $20. That number, they stay true to form. James Earl Jones talked about that in the movie. Hey, just build it and people will pay $20 to watch people and kids play baseball. And that's what you're going to see later on today. They're expecting a few thousand to watch the skills competition and the championship game tomorrow. Again, they have a youth baseball game, and I talked about it a little bit. You see the connection through our visuals and the pictures. We heard Casey talk about it. It is really about a father-son experience. And rain or shine, I'm going on that field later this hour, and I'm going to have a catch with my two boys. That's coming up. Amina, back to you.
Here with weather on the 8s on SportsCenter, Kevin Negandhi from the Field of Dreams. We've seen some great performances out of Kevin Costner there, Negandhi. Playing catch in the rain?
Phil, Amina, let me tell you, the experience with your sons, nothing could touch it, especially when the love of baseball, and that's why we're here. I made a promise, Noah and Brandon.
Hey, Dad, want to have a catch?
I would love that. You know, here's the thing, rain or shine, we still play baseball. And the connection that you have with your kids and this great game, it carries through regardless of the circumstances, generation to generation. That's what makes this experience stand out among all the other things. I've been on a lot of assignments, but seriously, there's nothing better than having a catch with your sons. Something really special about the Heartland in the middle of the summer. And you want to talk about a magical place as we continue our 50 states and 50 days here from the Field of Dreams in Dyersville, Iowa. You know, there was some concern earlier today that maybe the rain was going to come in. It's been fantastic. And when you look behind me, you see all the kids playing baseball. The love of the sport continues here. Again, I will say it again throughout this entire broadcast. This place is magical. When we came out of the corn stalks, you guys saw me in that wool jersey, right? The White Sox, talking about Joe Jackson and the 8 guys that were mentioned in Field of Dreams. That crew is actually Iowans. It's not a bunch of actors. They're part of a ghost team, and I talked to the guy, Keith Rahe, who started it all just 4 decades ago. Keith, you've been here from the beginning, over 4 decades. Your actual house line is behind those trees.
Yeah.
How would you describe what it was like to see this field built to what it is now?
Well, you know, when Universal Studios came in the summer of 1988, it honestly was kind of a curiosity, right?
Yeah.
How unique to have Hollywood here in your own backyard. They had to grow the corn, the majestic corn that you see Kevin Costner in.
Yeah.
Well, we were getting no moisture, you know, nothing. It was so hot and dry. So what they did, Hollywood, right, in ingenuity, they dammed up the little stream down here, Hewitt Creek,
yeah,
and they irrigated the corn at night. So they did such a good job that the corn got so tall that in the beginning, when Costner's out in and he hears the voice, if you build it, they couldn't see him. The corn just engulfed him.
How cool is this now? I mean, 37 years later, we've got kids playing on this field. We had Major League Baseball players playing over there in another field they continue to build. What's that like for you as a resident?
You know, I mean, for me, you know, I've been involved with this since the beginning and actually been blessed to be a part of almost everything in regards out here. I think it really just continues to showcase what this place means to people. Through the years, you know, I don't think it's as much about the movie anymore. It's just that the Field of Dreams has become such a huge part of American culture. We have teams, you know, this is our 11th weekend of tournaments. Teams come from all over the United States, really take in this rural atmosphere. And I think that's one of the unique things about when MLB was here in 21 and 22 was we're playing a ball game, professional ball game in a cornfield.
Yeah.
You know, how unique is that?
You were one of the original players on the Ghost team?
I started the Ghost Players back in 1989, yeah. So
what's behind that and what's that like?
Well, if you want to know the whole story, so, I live right over there, obviously, and at that time I was dating my lovely wife. Her parents were here, and I thought, let's do something to impress them. We had the old uniforms, so we drove in there, came out of the cornfield, me and 3 other guys, and there was people playing, and there was a little girl out by the corn. And she looked down at us, and she looked up, she takes off running to her mom and dad, yelling, "Mommy and Daddy, it's the Ghost Players." What an introduction.
Yeah.
We still do our Ghost Saturdays out here. We just did it last Saturday, and we had over 3,000 people here. It's been an honor, I gotta be honest with you, just to be associated with this place, and just see the joy it brings to people from everywhere. When they come out of the corn here, the hair on the back of my head nothing touches it, that's right.
Perfect way to describe it there by Keith. Again, magical. That's what this place is. Ray Liotta, who played Shoeless Joe Jackson, had a great quote. "Where did we come from? You wouldn't believe how many guys wanted to play here. We had to beat them off with a stick." There are so many young kids out here experiencing baseball right now. And coming up later on today, they will have a baseball skills competition. Then Sunday night, they have a championship game for youth from 10 to 14. So the chance to actually play baseball here is real for many young kids in the area. And all over the country, they come out here to Dyersville to play a little baseball at the Field of Dreams. We're going to continue our coverage. We're going to go to the same spot where Tim Anderson hit that walk-off just a few years back, where the White Sox beat the Yankees in that phenomenal first Major League Baseball game here in the cornfields. That's coming up as we continue our coverage live from beautiful Iowa. Back to you, Phil.
50 states and 50 days is in Iowa. In August of 2021, Major League Baseball went there as well for the Field of Dreams game. White Sox and Yankees from Dyersville, site of the Field of Dreams film. It is majestic, and this event was majestic in person. Top 3, Aaron Judge up with 2 runners on. It's corn! Sends that into the cornfield. 3-run shot into the stalks. Look out below. Yankees go up 3-1. Then things get cinematic. Top 9, Yankees down 3. Judge back at the plate. If you build it, he will hit a baseball out of it. Judge cuts the deficit to 7-6 for the Yankees. Few batters later, Giancarlo Stanton now puts the Bronx Bombers in front, playing baseball. 2-run shot of his own. Yankees started the inning down 7-4. They're up 8-7. But bottom 9, here comes Tim Anderson with a chance for the unforgettable. Is this heaven? No. It's just heavenly for Anderson. White Sox walk-off winner at the Field of Dreams. Kevin Negandhi is in Iowa, and he's standing out where that ball landed.
That Tim Anderson walk-off right over this fence. But you guys are asking, just like me, where's the corn? Well, they took it all down, but the field remains. But behind the field, that's why I'm wearing a hard hat and a vest. If you build it, they will come. Well, they're expanding and hoping they'll have more future baseball events, especially at the collegiate level and local Iowa baseball teams. How about the green? It is perfect. 4 years ago, Kevin Costner showed up, complimented the grounds crew and said, "I love the turf." The group said, it's real Iowa grass. And trust me, it is fantastic. I'm going to sleep on that. Back to you guys.